Well, hello. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, we're going to read a news article together in English. And I thought this one was very interesting. It's from NGO, and it's advanced level 7 out of 9, so it's advanced. And it says how writing by hand could help you learn English. So I think this is important. Anytime I tried to learn a new language, I found it really helpful to write by hand. Even for learning anything, just studying, I always took notes by hand, and that's how I memorized things. So I think that this is an interesting concept, and I want to read the article and see what they have to say. We do have vocabulary, but we're going to skip it, and we're just going to go down to the article and come back to this later. So, how writing by hand could help you learn English. We live in a time when we can easily send messages by smartphone or by computer. And whether you're writing a job application, an essay, or work report, you are probably going to type it. Wow, that's a long sentence. So that whole paragraph is one sentence, right? So let's see, is there any difficult words? Not too bad, right? Not bad. So, it may seem like there isn't much need to write things by hand these days. But actually, studies have shown that writing by hand is one of the best things you can do when you're learning something. Yeah, so that, like I said, that's my experience. For example, a 2014 study from the US compared students who took notes on a laptop computer and those who took notes by hand. They found that students who took notes by hand learned more, understood what they had learned better, and were better able to use what they had learned. So I think this is a pretty neat and useful phrase, to take notes by hand. Take notes. If you're in a class, the teacher will ask you to take notes. Write in a notebook. And yeah, take notes by hand. You're not typing, you're writing. Take notes by hand. The study's author suggested that because writing by hand is slower, it forces students to think about what they need to write down. That makes sense. Which helps them to understand and remember it better. Yeah, that makes sense because the process is slower, so your brain is spending more time thinking about it. Also, probably the motion, actually moving your muscles, maybe, I guess, activates better parts of your brain. And in a study from Norway in 2024, found higher levels of activity between different areas of the brain when people wrote by hand. The evidence suggests writing by hand engages us visually, mentally, and physically in a way that promotes learning. So I hope I didn't say that too fast. Visually, mentally, and physically. Yeah, this is kind of like it's my experience, especially because I've studied music a lot and I play instruments. So you're using all these different processes, physical, mental, visual, because you're reading the notes. Let's move on. So, how can we use writing by hand as part of our English studies? Ukrainian polyglot Ola, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Ola, Ukrainian polyglot Ola, of the YouTube channel Language Stories, says that writing by hand is the most important thing she has done when studying the 6 languages that she now speaks fluently. Wow, 6 languages. And a polyglot is a person who speaks many languages. I believe that's what it is. Or it's a person who is... Actually, this is the time we need to jump up to the vocabulary. Yeah, polyglot. It's a person who speaks several languages. And I did not know that Natalie Portman is a polyglot. Wow. And so is this YouTuber, the channel Language Stories. She says language learners should write as much as they can. For example, by copying entire exercises and not just filling in the blanks. Okay. So writing more. Don't just finish the answer, write the entire page. Copy the whole page. I make my students do that sometimes. I don't know if they like it, but you know. She suggests writing down words and their meanings, example sentences, and favorite quotes. Write down your favorite quotes in English. If you hear a new phrase, you can write it down in your notebook. And you can just have these little kind of notebooks. Like I have so many of them. And you could have one for quotes, one for new words, one for example sentences. They're so small, just keep them on your desk. Ola also recommends keeping a journal in the language you're studying. So you can keep a journal. That's like a diary, a journal. It's writing about what happened on your day-to-day life. She says learning first to express your thoughts in writing will help you to express those thoughts when speaking too. Oh, that's cool. So for NGO, they have these... NGO is a website, right? This website. They have these discussion questions. So you could try to write an answer to all of these questions in a journal. And I bet if you do that, if you read one article and you write 5 answers, discussion answers every day, which could take you like 20 minutes to half an hour, you will probably really improve at English. Okay, evidence. These are the vocabulary words. I like to review after the fact. New evidence has suggested that air pollution may be linked to heart attacks. Well, I'm not surprised. Engage. The survey shows that the number of people engaging with political news has increased recently. Polyglot. American actress Natalie Portman, now a polyglot who speaks 7 languages, grew up in a bilingual family. Bilingual means 2 languages. Bi meaning 2, lingual, language. Fluently. Mario is originally from Spain, but he grew up in New York, so he speaks English fluently. Journal. I've been keeping a journal ever since I was a teenager. Express. I have never been very good at expressing myself in writing. So I'm going to post these discussion questions in a pinned comment, and I will also post the link to the article in the video description. How writing by hand could help you learn English. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.